This is not a test. The United States is under nuclear attack.
In the 1950s and 60s, a government campaign made sure that Americans were prepared for the possibility of a nuclear attack from our main adversary, the Soviet Union.
Enemy jet bombers carrying nuclear weapons can sweep over a variety of routes and drop bombs on any important target in the United States.
When danger threatened him, he never got hurt.
There were even cartoons aimed at children.
We must be ready all the time for the atomic bomb. Duck and cover.
Duck and cover.
When I teach my class at Stanford, invariably some student will ask me, how in the world did we end up with 70,000 nuclear weapons during the Cold War?
Former Secretary of Defense William Perry tells his students that the massive arsenals helped deter the two sides from using them.
We believed that the other country was planning to conduct a surprise attack on us, and therefore we had to have enough weapons to survive that surprise attack.
A payload larger than any the Russians have launched.
We saw their weapons going up, and we responded to that. And it was a back and forth cycle.
At this moment, we could explode 11,500 nuclear weapons on the Soviet Union, and they can explode 9,500 weapons on us, beginning 30 minutes from right now.
But Perry says Americans were worrying about the wrong thing.
The danger was not that one side would deliberately attack the other side, a surprise attack, a bolt out of the blue, but that we would blunder into a nuclear war.
Will it be bad?
It will be a Holocaust. It will be hell. It will be the end of everything we know.
For decades, the looming nuclear threat permeated American culture.
They will not reach their targets for at least another hour. I am positive, Dmitri.
The Soviets launch a surprise attack. There's no time.
23 minutes from warning to impact. 6 minutes if it's...
But the fear was tempered by the fact that even as their rivalry grew, the Americans and Soviets were meeting regularly.
During the Cold War, we realized the level of danger of nuclear war, and we sat down with the Soviets and worked out agreements that would reduce the risk of nuclear war.
The first agreement ever to eliminate an entire class of U.S. and Soviet nuclear weapons.
We were talking very closely, so we created an atmosphere of low uncertainty, high predictability, and stability.
Tonight, the red flag was taken down from the Kremlin.
Then, with the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, more than 4 decades of Cold War came to an end.
The Cold War is over. The arms race has been stopped.
By the grace of God, America won the Cold War.
And after that happens, the amount of tensions goes down so dramatically that by the early 90s, people don't think nuclear war is on the table at all. We stop preparing for it. We stop talking about it for the most part.
When the Cold War ended, I breathed a huge sigh of relief because I understood, at least as well as anybody, just how dangerous it was, how close we had come several times to a nuclear confrontation that could have ended our civilization. And I believed we would never be so foolish as to restart the Cold War. But the danger has come back again.
Russia rolls out a new missile nicknamed the Satan II.
Adding to the danger, nations in unpredictable parts of the world have acquired nuclear weapons.
In the last 20 years, we've added North Korea, India, Pakistan. And as the world proliferates nuclear weapons, the risks increase dramatically. A lot of these countries have very poor safeguards on their nuclear weapons.
Which mean rogue states, probably terrorist groups over the next decade. We've got to determine what we're going to do about it.
We need to learn the lessons of the Cold War, that when the danger, the risk of nuclear war becomes high, that we need to talk to each other and figure out together how to reduce those risks.
Let us recognize the threat to our way of life.
During the Cold War, Americans were alert to the threat they faced.
Let's face it.
Today, some worry the public has become complacent as hugs and handshakes mask the dangers of a new nuclear arms race.
I want people to think of them as actual things that exist in the world, actual things that might be used in their lifetime. They're not fictional creations, they're not cultural metaphors, they're real devices, and they're waiting in silos for the signal.
I have come to believe that the danger of some kind of a nuclear catastrophe today is actually greater than it was during the Cold War. Greater than the Cold War. We believed that the danger of nuclear annihilation had gone away, and we've never been quite able to re-grasp that it's come back.